her first. She can't stand up. She's got a broken foot, unfortunately. Not funny. But Susan, my wife of 42 years, and our daughter Amber. And we have two sons, one older, Jason, and one younger, Trevor. And I don't know where they are. What I want to talk to you tonight, I'll give you a little background first. Let me pull my glasses off to start with. I served 38 years with the Dallas Fire Rescue Department. My last 20 years of service over there was spent at Dallas City Hall. I had an administrative assignment that required me to handle multi-million-dollar bond programs for the construction of new fire stations. Dallas has 57 fire stations existing, and I had the major maintenance budget for maintaining all of those fire stations also. That was a large multi-million-dollar budget. In my 20-year career there at City Hall, we completed 25 facilities, and every one of them was in budget and on time. And I'm proud of that fact. So I know what it's like to be in the municipal government side, and Hunt County is no different. A lot of the issues that I face over in that position are all right in line with the county judge position, budgets and tax rates and various things like that. A lady back there in the back asked me, well, what does the county judge do? And I had to think for a little bit to come up with some answers there. But he's basically the chief financial officer of the county. So you'll blame the county judge for your budget woes, so to speak. He'll be responsible for that. Let me go over some of my platforms here. Well, let me talk about my children just a little bit more, if you don't mind. Our three kids all went to Celeste Independent School District. They graduated from Texas A&M, got their degrees. They all have very good, productive jobs now, and we're very proud of them. We've got 6 grandchildren in the Celeste School District now that we're very proud of, and we look forward to them also following that same route. So we're deep-rooted in Hunt County. We've been here 37 years, and I want to leave Hunt County with something for those grandchildren to be proud of. And, you know, that's one reason I'm running. I know I'm retired, and I'm going to be full-time. I've got the time, and I promise you I'm going to dedicate what time it takes for this job to serve you, the citizens. My issues here, you've got copies, some of you do, maybe some come in late and get them, but I'm going to start with the grant writer. I think we can take advantage of a great deal of federal money that comes back to the states if we'll put a grant writer position in place and seek those grants. Now they're hiring that in some cases, and that cost is somewhere like 10% of the grant. Well, a $500,000 grant is $50,000. That'll go a long way right there in just one grant to a salary structure for a grant writer. So I know this position will more than pay for itself. Some examples of grants that we'll go for are, of course, public safety grants. A number of those out available. I did grant work when I was in my position over there with the fire department in City Hall. Courthouse beautification projects and renovations, and technology and security updates. We have security in the courthouse on the interior now. What I'd like to do is expand that to the exterior. Remember, the Kaufman County DA was killed outside the courthouse and not inside the courthouse. So I think that perimeter needs to be added, and that would be one thing I would seek to get done. TxDOT projects are ongoing. Our infrastructure and the roadways, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit more detail in just a second. But those are the types of grants that I want that person to take on. And I want that person to be under direct supervision of the county judge. We don't want any hens watching our coyotes guarding the hen house, you know. So I think it ought to be directly under the judge and monitor that. Second issue is indigent defense cases, and I know there's been a lot published about this. But let me tell you where I stand on it, and I stand by what I say. I've got the documents to prove it if you want to see them. Judge Horn has voted twice to keep the rates at $100 an hour and no cap in 2010 and 2013. So make no mistake, that's his position on that. I would like to be elected and go in and make a proposal that we cut that down to $50 an hour with a $500 cap. It's been done in other counties. There's some new ones going in right now, and you may have heard that various Collin County has gone up some on theirs. It is the time to be presenting some new programs. November was when Hunt County sent their latest plan in, and it's there in writing, so there's no denying it. That's what we voted on. You know, I just, and one thing about that, elected officials need to work together to keep the costs down. You know, if you're a judge, a county judge, district judge, sheriff, I don't care what position you are, when you're elected and you work for the citizens, you need to do everything to be cooperative in trying to reduce the cost. I gave John kudos last week at Lono. It's great. It's been 25 years since anything had been done in regard to transportation for Hunt County. We got a plan.
2 minutes, Jerry.
Just keep in mind, that's all? All right. That's just a living document. We've got to keep monitoring that. That's just a start. I've been attending all the meetings related to the corridor on the toll road study, and I know exactly where that thing is, and it's in the place it needs to be right now. What my beef with John was, when this thing first surfaced, he should have called them in right away and should have never let it get to where it upset people so much like it did. Of course, he's on the board with the railroad and the COG. So. But I'll go before the court, Commissioner's Court, and ask them to pass a resolution for a non-compete agreement. And what that'll do is keep that money in our local roads and not go to the toll roads. So that's one thing I propose. My nose is. I'll actively recruit business to Hunt County. That's going to be another thing I really want to do, and that's really get in there. I predict job growth first, then we're going to see property growth come secondly, and then our property tax budget will have more to draw from. He said last few years, but just remember, the tax rate when he took office was 56 cents. Now it's 54. 4.2 billion. Now our tax valuation in the county is 4.2 billion. So there's a lot of difference right there. As far as unemployment, that fluctuates. 2 years ago, we had the highest unemployment in the county. Now we're enjoying some of those people falling off the books and getting jobs. So that changes, and that's a state deal. The bond rating, one of the bond ratings like it is, we had 3 cents fall off because of debt that the county is luckily not having to endure anymore from bond programs in the past. When debt falls off, you gain. That's just the way it goes. The bond rating goes up.
Can you wrap up your statement? We're out of time.
Okay. I'm going to take the $1 vehicle fees down from 11 back to 10. The thought was good on this. What John proposed to the court to vote on was going to the Children's Advocacy Center. What happened was that back out to the cities, there wasn't the 52 cents on the dollar left. I don't think he understood how the statute. So they didn't get their full funding, and it's been very difficult to find out exactly how that process went, because that's a road and bridge tax. But the auditor tried to explain it to me, but in the budget there is no line item for the Children's Advocacy Center. That's why I got to look at it. But they make it work somehow through that tax goes into the liability side, and they pay them every quarter. I won't run like it should be to start with. Zero-based budget. This will give us a way to go in and really scour the budget, look for any duplication of services and cost-saving measures that we can put in place. The criminal justice lawsuit.
Mr. Mayor,
I want it mediated and solved. It's going to be costly to you if it's not. It's going to be lengthy. Sheriff and fire chiefs. I work well with the sheriff. We're good friends, and I know all the fire chiefs. Thank you.
All right. I'm sorry for bugging you like that, Mr. Mayor. I'm just trying to keep everything on course. Okay, I think Cindy Terrell, is that right? You're going to be speaking for John. Can you come on up?
Speak Herself. It is my privilege and my honor to read this letter to you from Judge John Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first begin by thanking the Caddo Mills Historical Society for hosting this event. Please accept my sincere apologies for not being in attendance due to an unavoidable schedule conflict. Also, I would like to thank and acknowledge any veterans that may be in attendance and thank them for their valuable service to our country. I would like to take a moment and tell you a little bit about myself. As you know, my name is John Horn. I have proudly served as your county judge for the last 8 years. I have a Bachelor's of Science degree from Texas Tech University and hold a master's degree in business administration from LeTourneau University. I carry a master peace officer license that is derived from my more than 20 years involvement with law enforcement. My wife Julie and our 2 sons moved to Hunt County 14 years ago to start our businesses. Hunt County has been very good to us, and we are proud to call Hunt County our home. Hunt County, as well as many other counties around the state, has endured some of the toughest economic times since the Great Depression. With significant reductions in state programs, unfunded mandates, and dismal investment returns, county revenue sources were stretched to the maximum. It was with the help of our county auditors, commissioners, and other elected officials that Hunt County was able to come through these tough times with one of the highest financial ratings that it has ever had in its history. Our county improved its bond rating 2 tiers from A to AA-. As the Chief Financial Officer of the county, this is a monumental accomplishment that could not have been done without securing sound financial advice to the Commissioner's Court for fiscally responsible decisions and planning. Even more important is that we were able to lower the tax rate more than 10%. These are rates that Hunt County taxpayers have not seen in decades. The major reduction was the end result of revaluation of Hunt County properties. This revaluation was due to Hunt County having the highest number of school districts in the state that were losing funding due to properties being significantly undervalued. Hunt County was the only taxing entity that gave the increase in valuation back to the taxpayers by holding the effective tax rate. I believe that our children are citizens. Last year, amidst massive state funding cuts, the Child Advocacy Center was forced to look at closing its doors. This would have been disastrous for our community. The Child Advocacy Center specializes in assisting law enforcement and prosecutors throughout our county and region in investigating and ridding our streets of some of the most vicious predators that we have attacking our children. The center employs special forensic investigators that provide a safe and secure environment to interview children that have been the victims of the most serious of crimes, including severe abuse, rape, and molestation. Representatives and board members from the center came to the Commissioner's Court asking that the court pass a resolution that would add $1 to the vehicle registration fee and have it applied to the operation of the facility. This option was made possible by a state statute to add additional fees to vehicle registration for the specific purpose of child safety. The motion passed, and the center is in operation today. This is a decision that I support and will never waver on. As your county judge, I have worked diligently to put Hunt County on the front line of economic opportunity as it relates to our geographic location to the Metroplex. For the first time in Hunt County's history, we have representation on the Regional Transportation Commission. With the help of this organization, Hunt County has its first comprehensive transportation plan that serves as the foundation for generations to come. In closing, I would like to share with you some of the other areas that I serve in as your county judge. I was recently appointed to serve as the Secretary-Treasurer of the Executive Board of the North Central Texas Council of Governments. I also serve as the Secretary-Treasurer of the Northeast Texas Rail District, or NETEX. I have been a past president of the Hunt County Alliance for Economic Development, current board member of the Hunt County Leadership Advisory Committee, juvenile board member, Hunt County Bail Bond Board, co-chair representative for the Regional Transportation Commission, Economic Advisory Committee, and Tex 21 Interstate 30 Consortium representative. As your county judge, I will continue to serve as your ambassador and strive to embark on every opportunity that will allow our children and their children opportunities for success and positive quality of life. Thank you for allowing me to serve you, and I would appreciate your vote on March 4th.
Thank you, Cindy.